Okay, hour number 2 is how we're kicking things off with the Pittsburgh Steelers coming off that big win against Atlanta. Question is that the Steelers team that we're going to see moving forward? Where did that come from? Steve Mariucci, simple question. Who are the real Steelers, Steve?
You know what?
That's a topic bar right there.
Steelers, Rich, are not your daddy's Pittsburgh Steelers. That used to be the great defenses and run the football. That's not who they are at all. In fact, over the last 5 years, guys, only Drew Brees and the Saints have thrown for more passing yards than these Pittsburgh Steelers. They sling it. Even when Lev Bell's there, they sling it. They've dominated the AFC North 54-18. I mean, it's a beatdown. But you know what? They spend most of their money on offense. That's why they're slinging it so much. But the Bengals, Browns, and Ravens are closing the gap quickly. So there's a window right here for the Steelers. But they sling it.
And for me, when I look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, I see an explosive team, but not a very efficient team. And we've seen a 30-point half in Tampa Bay. We saw a 28-point half last week. We see a team that leads the league in sacks, but they're 24th in scoring defense. And you can go down the list of all the things. 28th in the rush. They're 29th in turnovers. Big plays, 22nd. Third down, 18th. Yeah, they've got the ability to explode at any point in time. Big plays here, get a bunch of sacks, but they just don't put it together play after play, drive after drive, game after game. And I think that's who they are. Le'Veon Bell settles a lot of that down. Without him, yeah, they've got moments, they've got flashes, but I don't know if they're going to be the consistent team that we've seen in the past.
And that's the key to it. And that's why, and in this division, it's always been this way. You have to have a run game in this division. Coach, I know you're talking about Pittsburgh throwing the ball all over the field, but Le'Veon Bell has also been one of the leading rushers in this league for the last few years. That's why he's wanting all his money. And so when everybody comes up to stop Le'Veon Bell, that's why they sling it so well. The 2 games they lost this year, James Conner rushed the ball for had under 10 rushes, and those ended up in losses. That means we put too much on Ben Roethlisberger slinging the ball all over the field, and he was too inconsistent, like you talked about, Kirk. You got to have a run game, and I think this has to be the catalyst of your offense if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then let Ben do his thing.
I think, we're all, to be honest, we're dancing around the subject here.
Yeah, we're dancing?
Oh, yeah, we are, because if we're asking who are the real Pittsburgh Steelers, the answer could be one of the following. They're a Super Bowl contender, they're not, or we don't know until Bell comes back. Which one of those would you choose? Super Bowl contender?
Well, I had him in the Super Bowl, but I had Bell on the team. And as soon as I can take that mulligan, I'm going to snatch it off the table so quick.
That's Thanksgiving week.
So I can't wait.
I would say without Le'Veon that they're not. I mean, based on what we've seen up to this point, and even when James Conner runs the ball well, it's just a different team. Le'Veon Bell adds a different dimension to this team. I don't believe they're a Super Bowl team unless they get him back and he's playing at that level.
Yeah, I think they're the 3rd or 4th best team in the AFC. They get him back. Maybe they're a stronger 3rd team. I think that the Patriots and the Chiefs are the teams to beat over there in the AFC.
A lot of conversation around.
Rich, if they get him back, Rich, with what way those other guys are playing, Juju Smith and all those other guys, then they have something. I mean, and it's not, again, it's nothing against Conner. I mean, but like Kirk, this dude's a different dude. And if they get him back, they are in that race.
And you also talk about being able to rush the passer and leading the league in sacks. Defenses are always better when your offense is efficient and can score quick. Early, and the defense can come after you, something they haven't done very well this year.
And that's been the conversation around Le'Veon Bell when people say he's coming back. They go, good, can he play defense? They are coming off of their best defensive game of the year against Atlanta at home. And let's get to Ian Rappaport right now about Le'Veon Bell. When, what, how, where? I mean, all the questions. Ian?
Rich, there's been no communication between Le'Veon Bell and the Steelers really over the course of the last several weeks and months. So they do not know specifically when he is coming back. They just think and believe that he is. Now, I know there's been some talk about him coming back during the bye week. At this point, that would not make a lot of sense because the Steelers could put him on an exempt list and not pay him. And, of course, why would he show up if he's not going to get paid? Probably a better bet is for him to show up the following week and then actually play. Meanwhile, Antonio Brown, of course, we've talked so much about his frustration with Roethlisberger. My understanding is it is more about Le'Veon Bell not showing up and how the coverage has changed when Bell is not on the field. That is why AB has been angry. That is why we've seen his frustration boil over a little bit.
All right.